I'll turn it over to you.
Hi, everybody. Give me a second. Let me share my screen with you. All right, what does everybody see? Beginning. All right, can everyone see the screen? Perfect. Okay.
I think we're good.
Great. Hi, everybody. Thank you, LA Travel, for having us, and thank you all for joining us. We are so excited to introduce ClubMed to you, or share with you more details if you already know the product. So ClubMed has been around since 1950. That's 71 years already, you know, and being such an established brand since then has allowed ClubMed to be the pioneer of the exclusive destinations. The first one there means the prime location, the most space, the most land. And right now, during the pandemic, you know, space is a hot commodity. I just wanted to share with you the locations of our ClubMed all-inclusive resorts on a map, just to give you an idea how global and worldwide the company is. You know, we've got villas in the Maldives, chalets in the French Alps, resorts here in North America, and so on. So what makes ClubMed different to other resorts is that all of our resorts are all-inclusive, all of them. They include your meals, your beverages, including alcohol, your room, the resort entertainment, your sports, and your childcare. And if you purchase air with ClubMed, your airport transfers are included as well. Something that ClubMed prides itself on is our childcare program. You can see how it's split up depending on the age group. So this allows for not only like personalized kids' activities and supervision adapted to each age, but it means that your kids can meet and make friends their own age as well. So activities can include from like dancing, singing, cooking, water activities, and even learning the flying trapeze that we have available there too. The kids clubs from 4 to 17 years old are included, but the petite and baby club are at an extra cost. As I mentioned, ClubMed properties can be quite large, spacious being the better term. And for the past year, you know, we've gotten a little used to social distancing and being 6 feet apart. So going to our resorts and knowing that it's not an issue is a breath of fresh air, and quite literally. So ClubMed accommodations are never higher than 3 stories. Our restaurants, our lounge or activity areas, majority outdoor. But instead of me telling you, I just wanted to show you a quick video. So let me get out of this one first. Oops. So I didn't click it for the sound to play, but we'll just fix it here for now. You guys can see the video, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay, awesome. Okay. So I hope that video, got you to kind of see the space that we offer at the resorts. It's definitely not congested. You're not gonna have an issue at all with the 6 feet. You can be 20 feet apart if you wanted to, but that's definitely what we offer at our resorts. So you'll be able to kind of walk around outdoors sometimes without a mask. So it's very refreshing and definitely the video speaks for itself. So book with peace of mind. So ClubMed has adapted, with the times and the circumstances that we're currently facing. We have our booking flexibility, our safety procedures and coverage demonstrates it. We offer free antigen testing at our resorts, free cancellation up 15 days prior, coverage for COVID-related medical expenses, and increased safety and cleaning measures. So on to Sandpiper Bay, Florida. So the past year, domestic travel has increased dramatically. Obviously, we don't have to do COVID tests to leave the country or the states and return. We don't need a passport, and it's just overall simpler. I myself have to confess that I went to Sandpiper 5 times, if not 6 times last year, actually. Because not only was it relaxing just sitting by the pool with my frozen pina colada in my hand, or trying and failing at the trapeze every day, but it was just refreshing to sit outdoors without a mask, breathing in that fresh air, and being in an atmosphere as close to normalcy as I could be. So if my 6 times don't help you decide to want to go, I'm not sure what will, but I loved every single weekend that I went there. So a bit more about this resort. It's actually just 45 minutes north of West Palm Beach, which is actually also the closest airport to fly into. And what makes this resort different to our others that are usually on the beachfront is that this is actually situated on the Port St. Lucie River. And this resort is perfect for an active family vacation. We have world-class instructors at this resort, and training has become so popular here that we now have a sports academy. Parents can have their kids stay at the property for training in their chosen sport. We have sports school lessons for golf, tennis, beach volleyball, sailing, fitness, and even flying trapeze. Now, I want to show you this slide because I want to touch on pickleball, and I'm not sure if you know about pickleball, but it's actually currently the fastest growing sport in the US, and we have accommodated many of our courts now for this sport. Last year and all the years beforehand, we've had countless groups for pickleball tournaments. So just in case anyone out there is a pickleball fan or wants to try the sport, get in touch with Allied Travel and let them book your next stay for your pickleball tournament. So at the resort, there's the unlimited sailing, kayaking, and paddleboarding. Obviously, keep in mind that it is at the river. We have our on-site 18-hole golf course. This is our lap pool here, and ClubMed actually has, Sandpiper has 4 pools on property. We have this one, the main pool, the adults only infinity pool, as well as the kids pool. Here is just our version of the beach. Some people do swim in it. I myself do not, because I live in Miami, so I'm not used to swimming in a river, but every time I've gone, I have seen people swim in it. So, if you're up for it, go for it. If you're doing your kayaking or your stand-up paddling, I should say, and you fall off, you're going to fall in. It's reasonably clean. It's a river. There's nothing dangerous in there that's going to hurt you. So if you're willing, go for it. And this is an aerial view of Sandpiper Bay. So I'm going to assume that you can see my mouse. And I just kind of wanted to show you. So here, this is the parking lot here in the corner. And the Sandpiper Bay property is actually all of this. It's the entire thing here. So each one of these buildings is accommodations that we have. So here, we've got here the adults only infinity pool. This is where you would get like the jet skis and the extra water sports as well. Here you'd have that sailing that I just showed you, as well as the restaurants. And so it just kind of goes this entire thing with all like the volleyball courts and the pickleball courts. So it is a huge property, and that's kind of like the gist that we have at all of our resorts. We tend to, since we are the pioneers, we choose a location that either there's no one there yet, we see, we can see the future growth that can happen in that area. And since we're first, we have the space. We have the space to build what we want, and it just shows in this property because there's, I don't even know how many courts. There's like 20 different courts for sport. So you can only imagine. This is the Superior room. Superior is our category for basic in ClubMed. So you can see that it has 1 king bed, 2 day beds, which can be turned for additional bedding for you and your guests. At the resort, we have family superior rooms, ones with the views of the bay, ones near the resort center, connecting family rooms, accessible rooms, and those same rooms, but also in the deluxe category. And lastly, I just wanted to show you this gorgeous photo of the sunrise at the Adults Infinity Pool. So I just want you to look deep into the picture and imagine yourself doing morning yoga here or sitting and have a drink, because yes, there is a bar on the left of this picture. And there's just so many outdoor activities and places to lounge and immerse yourself in Sandpiper Bay. So if you need an escape or a break here in the US, because obviously other than Florida, some states are more restrictive right now. So I definitely highly recommend checking out our all-inclusive Florida resort, Sandpiper Bay. So before we move on, is there any questions?
Jessica, I just have a couple.
Yes, go for it.
Is the river brackish water? Is it salt water or is it fresh water?
It's fresh water. It's fresh water, if I'm not mistaken.
It's all fresh water. Also, and I really want to emphasize and mention, we get a lot of people ask us questions. They've been to the Caribbean and Mexico, and they're used to all-inclusive resorts. And so they say, we want to go to an all-inclusive resort in the United States. Good, or they might say all-inclusive resort in Hawaii or the United States. And it's a very important, this is the only all-inclusive resort, fully all-inclusive resort in the United States that we are aware of. And so Jessica did not really focus on that heavily, but this resort does include really everything, all of your meals and all of your alcoholic beverages.
Yes, it's all-inclusive resort. It's just it's a nice, to go somewhere and not need your phone, not need your wallet. Everything's included. The tipping's also included. You don't need to do that. Honestly, everything is just there. The activities are there. It's just kind of leave your worries behind and just enjoy everything that comes with it, because everything's included.
Very good.
Any other questions? No. Alrighty, I will move it on to April Dawn, who will discuss the all-inclusive ski vacations that we have.
Thanks, Jessica. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Dean.
Oh, April, there's it's changing your voice.
Okay.
How about now?
Yes, better.
That better?
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for your time. My name is April Dawn, and I'd like to just take you through why ClubMed is a very unique product, other than, as Jessica thoroughly went through about Sandpiper and its unique features, as well as our global reach. A lot of people don't realize that actually half of our business is in the snow. We focus a lot on ski and snowboard. So I have a lot to show you this evening. And the thing that's very different and unique about it is that it's all-inclusive ski and snowboard vacation. So we'll move along here and I'll show you where we're located. Currently, we have over 25 all-inclusive ski mountain resorts in the French, Swiss, and Italian Alps. We also have 4 resorts split 2 and 2 between China and Japan for all-inclusive ski and snowboard. Maybe some of you remember us from back in the 90s. We used to be out west. We were in Copper Mountain as well as Crested Butte. Yeah, it's about the 90s or so, but we didn't stay too long. So we moved most of the product back to the Alps, but we hope to have a cool announcement in the next year or so about coming back to the USA. So when we say all-inclusive ski, a lot of times, if you have not skied all-inclusively, it's like, well, what does that really mean? If you could just back up the slide, I just want to go through all of the things that all-inclusive means in terms of that ski experience. Number one, it's your ski lift pass. So based on the time that you're there, that's how long your pass is good for. So that's included in your price. All day food, beverage, gourmet dining, alcoholic, non-alcoholic beverages included. Children's clubs. We start children's clubs around 4 months of age, depending on the ski resort. Most of the time it's you got to be about 8 years old to start ski lessons. But the cool thing is we'll teach your kids how to ski and snowboard, or your grandkids how to ski and snowboard. It's a very cool, kind of not really talked about skill that, you know, the family can go if they've never been on skis before, have never been on a snowboard. By the end of the week, they'll be having a blast on the mountain. Another thing that's included is your non-ski activities. So whether it's spin classes or Pilates or yoga, snowshoeing, Nordic walking, we have indoor, outdoor heated pools. So there's a lot to do, especially if you're maybe not such a skier, maybe you only want to go skiing a little bit of the time or just in the mornings. There's tons of activities that are included for you all day there, which is really great. And of course, our ski classes, those are included. And we have professional instructors with our national ski schools. So these are real experts. And maybe you're an expert and you really don't need to be in a class. Well, our instructors and our team can sort of act as your guide and maybe take you to some off the beaten path trails, show you around the mountain, things like that. So I always say ClubMed meets you at your level. It's okay if you've never been on skis, and it's great if you're an expert. Either way, you'll have a blast. This is a great little slide because it kind of breaks down price. You know, and as I mentioned, it's all-inclusive ski is such a great value, especially if you have lots of kids in the family or you're traveling multi-generationally. These line items can sure add up. And the great thing about ClubMed is that we offer air. So when you book air with ClubMed, your transfers are included. And that's such a great deal, especially you land into Geneva. Sometimes the transfer up to the mountains can be 2 hours or an hour and a half, depending. And so when you have that transfer included, it really does save you a bundle. So we looked at a 7-night trip, basically looking at an Aspen, Colorado sort of do-it-yourself resort compared to flying out to Val Thorens, one of our resorts in France. We took into consideration the round trip airfare. We took into consideration 7 nights accommodations, meals, your drinks, your lift tickets. Tipping is also included on this graph. It's just not shown here at 15%. And then your lessons. When you added that all together with our all-inclusive pricing compared to sort of like a do-it-yourself where you're just adding in those line items every day, a bottle of water, paying for your lift ticket every day, we came out with a savings of almost $4,000. In fact, I just had a friend go, I'm here in New Jersey, and a friend of mine just went to Bear Mountain, a local mountain here in New York. And just for the lift ticket alone, nothing else, she didn't get a croissant, a bottle of water, a lesson. Just for the lift ticket alone for the day, it was $125. And that's all she got. So if you start to think about the savings and you're looking for a fabulous mountain experience, think of ClubMed and think of us also not just for ski in the winter. A lot of our mountain resorts are becoming year-round products. So you can really kind of even go in the fall to the Alps and really have a beautiful time. So we have a very unique product in that way. Very exciting. December 3rd, we'll be introducing our newest resort, which will be our first build in Canada and specifically in Quebec. We call it Quebec Charlevoix. It's actually in the Les Massifs region. And we have a little video to show you. I don't know, Jessica, is sound working with the videos?
I'm trying to, I had it working prior to the call, obviously.
No worries. If it's not working,
no,
I can just kind of talk through the video a little bit.
I've got it here. I've got it here. Figured it out.
All right, cool. Let's roll.
Okay. And slideshow. You can still see my screen there, right? I'm not sure why there's no sound.
I can hear it. Perfect.
Yeah. You can hear it?
Yep, go ahead. Yep. Awesome. So very exciting. As you can see, there's a little bit for everyone here at this resort. For example, you saw everything from skiing to snowboarding to whale watching to hiking. So as you can see, it's a very unique destination with lots to offer. This is our very first mountain resort. We call it mountain because it's going to be offering an experience year round. So that's very interesting and very new to the ClubMed idea. We are located along the St. Lawrence River, which I've got some cool information. We'll go dive into that, no pun intended, a little later. And we are about just an hour and 15 minutes from the Quebec City Airport. So we're going to be seeing a lot more lift coming into Quebec and Montreal. So it'll make things a little easier to get there as well. So this is the only all-inclusive ski resort in Canada. So this is really why we are so unique in terms of building this special resort. And we're also going to have what we call an exclusive collection space. So it's sort of like the top tier, like the suite level of accommodations, if you want something a little more with privacy and exclusivity. So moving forward, as I mentioned, we're overlooking the St. Lawrence River. So about 400 million years ago, actually, the ground of the Charlevoix region was shaped by a meteor. So we're literally like in a crater, which is a very cool destination. And the St. Lawrence River itself is salty. So it sort of lends to almost like an ocean vibe, which is where you saw the whales in that video, because there will be whale watching. And that's us right there nestled in this beautiful rendering. We're about 1,000 feet from the water to the mountain. So this is super easy in terms of beautiful views, especially it's going to be the first time in Club Med that you're skiing with a beautiful water view. There's beautiful sugar and cheese farms close and nearby, small villages. There's even a casino about an hour away. And of course, Quebec City, which is called the cradle of French civilization in North America. So lots of fun, different little things to do around this region. This is a rendering as you come in to the reception lobby. And we thought it'd be great and kind of cool to share with you some of these renderings we're actually building right now. So we're on track. As I mentioned, we're opening December 3rd. As you can see, it's got a lot of stone materials, wood materials. It's very Quebecois, as they say, in style and architecture. So as you can see, it's very chic, clean, very spacious, beautiful reception. So you're walking into the resort here. This is a superior room. So this is your lead-in basic category if you're booking. And look at that view. We have basic, beautiful panoramic views with all of the rooms. The themes in this room category are very astrological, Borealis. You've got a dream catcher there on the wall. If you look at the carpet, it resembles the astronomy. It's just very spiritual design and very different, but also very drawing into the beautiful sacredness of that mountain area as well. We'll show you another room here, which is sort of the deluxe category. So this sleeps up to 3 people. So, two adults and a child. And again, this view, you're overlooking the St. Lawrence River right here from this room, and a beautiful balcony when you get into the deluxe category. Okay, moving forward, we have a beautiful main restaurant, which is actually comprised of 5 separate dining rooms in one area. It's got 2 terraces. The design theme here is all about harvest, fishing, hunting. As you can see, the beautiful nets encasing that lighting, that globe lighting. And even if you look to the left, or my left, maybe you're right, there's really cool sort of fishing poles that kind of come over as the lighting fixture. So everything's really done with the idea of where we are in mind in terms of the architecture. I thought that was cute to point out. The next area is a gourmet lounge. So we will have a wine cellar access here as well. This is a very farm to table experience. That culture in this area of Quebec is very prominent. And there'll be a gourmet market as well. Another restaurant we'll have is a family restaurant. So for families and their kids. So that way, if you're not traveling with kids, you can have dinner in a separate dining room. So as I mentioned, we have a vast array of all-inclusive activities. Actually, ClubMed considers themselves to be the largest sports school in the world because of all of our included activities. I always say that you can come to ClubMed and leave your wallet in the safe and have a blast and never really take out your wallet for anything because of all the included things. Of course, there's obviously upgraded experiences if you'd like to add on, but you can have a very excellent experience at ClubMed by just participating and engaging in what they're offering at the included level. So as I mentioned, we offer ski and snowboard classes for all levels. All levels. We meet you at your level. ClubMed is a judgment-free zone. Maybe you haven't skied in years. It's okay. Maybe you're an expert. Maybe you're not. You're going to have a blast at ClubMed. We have an inside pool here. We have fitness yoga classes, cardio weight rooms. We have going to have mini golf in off the ski season, themed hikes, mountain biking. So lots to do for sure with our included activities. We also are going to be offering ice skating, circus, as Jessica mentioned, with the trapeze. That's sort of ClubMed's DNA. We actually have partnerships at other resorts with Cirque du Soleil. So trapeze is very much ingrained in what we do. Yoga, meditation, as well as cardio and weight rooms are available. This is really cool. This is like the first time that we're offering this at a ClubMed resort, which is like a full Nordic spa experience. So it will be very, very interesting. It's actually going to be offered by a very high-end French brand called Sotheby's that will offer this spa. So this is at extra cost, but I thought I'd just talk to you about it. For those of you who are skiers or snowboard, you know that after a day on the mountain, how is the best way to relax and open up your muscles? Nothing like a hammam or a Turkish bath. So we are going to be offering these Nordic spas. And these will offer both outdoor and indoor baths. They will be heated baths as well as cold baths, depending on what you're looking for. It's a really cool Nordic experience. And it's overlooking, again, you're getting that beautiful view of the St. Lawrence River. So if you do end up coming and visiting us, think about booking a day at the spa and enjoying a Nordic spa experience. Immersion in the local culture. As I mentioned, Quebec is the cradle of French civilization for North America. So there's lots going on. Maple sugar shacks. They're putting hot maple syrup on snow and rolling it into lollipops. Very cool. They have microbreweries, wineries, delicious cheeses and breads. And it's just so amazing, the culture here, especially in Quebec. And also a very fine indigenous culture as well. So depending on how you'd like to dress up your vacation, you could maybe do 1 or 2 offsite excursions, which your travel professional will help you to set up at ClubMed. There's lots to do. There's actually a beautiful panoramic road that takes you right along the St. Lawrence River. So it's just really stunning. If I was going, I would go and do a day of shopping and take in arts in Quebec City and come back for the nightlife, spend a day on the slopes, and also visit some of the beautiful, charming towns around the village. So lots to do. As I mentioned, this is going to be about 1 hour and 15 minutes from the Quebec airport. So it's not going to be hard to get to as we see Canada open their borders again, which we hope will be soon, and see airlift start to come on. We have national parks very close. As I mentioned, a ton of quaint villages if you want to go offsite and have dinner one night. Different types of winter thrills, such as dog sleighing, if that's your thing. Something else that we're going to be doing that's very cool. Move ahead.
Oh, no, this is the last slide that we have.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. There was I saw something there. We're actually going to have a 7.5 mile ski sled run. It's going to take about 2 hours, and it's going to be very cool. Maybe you have people in your family that are not skiers. Well, we can get them on a sled, and it's going to be very beautiful and scenic. So basically what you'll do is when you leave the resort, you'll take a very cool little gondola all the way up to the top of the mountain. And then you'll take sort of like what they call a snow cab or a ski cab over to the beginning of the sled run. So you can take that beautiful scenic route down the mountain. And as I mentioned, it takes about 2 hours. So it's going to be very, very cool. We'll also have something called an igloo village, which is sort of like an inside sort of ice bar. So lots to do, lots happening. So please do think of us for your Canadian adventures. Thank you. Any questions?
April, this is Dean. I would just add, you did a very nice job, with the French part of Quebec. But I really want to emphasize, when you're in Quebec, whether it be Montreal or Quebec City, you really feel like you are in Europe. It is a French-speaking province. They do Quebecois is the French, version of, that's their language, and it's pretty amazing. You feel like you're completely in a different place, and I think that just adds to the ambiance of the destination.
Well said, Dean. I agree, and it is important to state that, because there are, the English-speaking areas of Canada and then the French-speaking areas. So it is like being in Europe when you're here. Although you won't have any problems in terms of translating or finding, asking questions, and especially at ClubMed, our teams cover over 115 nationalities globally. So most likely you'll probably run into somebody that may be trilingual at ClubMed. So you will never have a problem sort of navigating or asking a question or getting help if you don't speak French, which I do not speak French.
In April, I've been to Mont Tremblant, which is just north of Montreal.
Yes.
And I've not been there in the winter. I've been there in the summer, but I think you did a nice job of emphasizing it. It's like the U.S. Rockies, the Canadian Rockies in the summertime. You know, great fishing, hiking, golf, all of the things in the summertime that you can think of doing in a mountain destination, but yet have the water view of the St. Lawrence is incredible.
It is incredible. I totally agree with you. And I think that that's going to be such a unique feature. And to, obviously we're selling ski and snowboard, but to get people to think about doing something like you said in the summer or the fall in the mountains, and you've experienced it. So, you know, it's just gorgeous. There's just no other way to say it. And I really hope to get more of that information out as we move forward, that you can think of us not just in the winter, do a family maybe reunion or a family trip, you know, in the summer or fall, like you mentioned, golf, hiking, fishing. You can't beat it.
And I want to also mention, you know, Jessica did kind of touch on it a little bit earlier about ClubMed being the pioneers. But when you think about it, all-inclusive has only been around kind of since the 60s and 70s. You know, Cancun is a destination. When it opened, a lot of the resorts were not all-inclusive. And ClubMed has been there for years, and they're all over the world. But we're going to have you back, Jessica, in April, and talk about some of your other resorts, you know, perhaps in the Caribbean as well. Great stuff.
We have many resorts, so whenever you need us, let us know.
I'm not sure if everyone is muted, but are there any questions? People can unmute themselves. They're welcome to do that if they do have questions. If not, that's fine as well.
Dean, I'd like to just add something for the guests on the call tonight. As we know, we're in an unprecedented time, and I'm sure that, you know, people may have, you know, questions around traveling and how to do it safely. I can tell you that the safety protocol that ClubMed's put in place, we've been doing family vacations since we reopened in Florida since last year. And if you are looking to get away with a family or just your significant other or just maybe a friend, think of ClubMed. They're an iconic brand. They have 70 years of experience. You are going to be safe. And as I mentioned, with a known brand. So if you're thinking of going away, please do think of ClubMed. They're really doing everything they can to make it safe for you to enjoy your moments. Just wanted to leave you with that.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Jessica, and thank you, April. Very nice job.
You're welcome.
I will mention next week we are taking off, but there are no webinars next week. But in 2 weeks, we are going to be, Royal Caribbean Cruise Line is going to be talking to us. And we're especially excited. I'm not sure if you've heard the news, but Royal Caribbean has announced their return to sailing. But they do have 2 ships that will be sailing in the Caribbean starting in June through August. And they'll be sailing from Bermuda, and they'll be sailing from Nassau. So they'll not be sailing from the United States. So that is huge news after about 13 months of no sailing. So that's in 2 weeks from tonight. And then 3 weeks from tonight, we're going to be talking about Hawaii. We have Alexandra. Alex is with the Hawaii Convention and Tourist Bureau. So we'll be talking about Hawaii in 3 weeks. I will mention, most of you know that we do have a password every Thursday evening, and you can go at any time you want to our website. On the events tab, you can download our global passport. But tonight, that password is Globetrotter. So please make a note of that. Also, as all of you may know, all of our webinars are posted on our website. They're recorded and posted.